Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another week of tarot, intuitive, and oracle card reading. So this reading is actually for the new moon in Virgo. That is happening tomorrow. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. I've got the new moon in Virgo Moonology card from Yasmin Boland's Moonology Oracle card deck, just to kind of get a feeling for what we can expect with this new moon energy and how to work with it. Now, the other thing, what I'll do is also talk about what I've been feeling intuitively into the week and into this new moon energy. And just as a reminder, the new moon, this is a time of, we've gone through the dark moon cycle, we've gathered all of our experience and wisdom from the previous moon cycle, and now we are moving into a new cycle. So this is a new opportunity, it's a new energy, and it's a new focus. And what I have been coming across energetically is kind of the same energy that is in the card of the Hanged Man, where we have that upside down, their upside down energy, and we're looking at things in a different way, from a different perspective. And I don't know why I got that visual of the Hanged Man where he's hanging upside down by his foot. But a lot of times that talks about having a vision from if we think about, darkness being down here and the light being up here, the Hanged Man, his head is down in the darkness and his feet are in the light. So it's almost as if we can understand our depth, understand things from a different perspective. Like our head is, what we're experiencing, sight in the darkness, but our feet are taking action, in the idea of the feet being in the light. It's almost as if we can take action in the light on the things that we understand in the dark, if that makes sense. Excuse me. And I should have gotten some water. Let me grab a sip here. Just 1 second. Okay. Awesome. So let's go ahead and read this card. A time to give rather than to take for the new moon in Virgo. All right. When this card comes up, it's time for you to take stock of your situation. Where are you and where do you want to go? The new moon energy of this card suggests a restart, and the Virgo energy suggests that you make that restart a clever one that's simple and well organized. Virgo also has a strong aspect to it. So if you've been unwell, this card suggests that your health is on the up. Virgo loves clean eating and alternative therapies, so add those into your routines now, however you've been feeling. If a situation is blocked at the moment, it could be that you're overanalyzing things or being too critical. It's time to ask less what someone else can do for you and think more about what you can do for others. To attune to the moon, recommit to healthy morning and evening routines. Additional meanings for this card: gradual improvements are coming. Pay attention to detail if you want success without being pedantic. Be of service to others, and love and money will follow. Or the person you're asking about is reliable. The teaching: Virgo is the sign of health, service, and analysis. Its energy is precise and has a feel of the harvest about it. When this card comes up, it could be that a wonderful bounty is coming your way. However, the energy of the new moon in Virgo is usually about getting your life in order. So that's what you need to do at the time of the Virgo new moon and whenever else you pull this card. Awesome. So we will, have an understanding and let that kind of guide us. Now, the other thing too that I've been feeling in intuition wise is this energy of it's not this word of imperfection versus perfection pops up in my head, but I feel like that might be too separate of an idea. What I've been feeling into is this understanding that anything can happen. Anything can happen, and we don't have all the answers. The only thing that we can do is really make an investment into ourselves. And even though I know this new moon says it's a time, to give rather than to take, I think this could also be seen as a time to give to yourself and go deeper into yourself in a way that you haven't before, and admit some very tough things, which is exactly what shadow work is. Admit some very tough things in order to move forward and really give of yourself authentically. And I know this has been a running theme for me, probably the last 2.5 months of really uncovering the authentic and really going into that. At first when it started happening, it was very surface, but every week that has gone by, it's just gotten deeper and deeper in a way that I can't really, it's not so much that I can't describe it. I'm trying to figure out a way to embody it, I'm trying to figure out how that changes my actions on a day-to-day basis. I'm trying to figure out how that reflects how I move in this world now. So knowing that information, I also want to remind you that this is all free will. You have free reign of what the choices you make in your life, the things that you do in your life. This reading does not take the place of your free will, and it does not override the advice of a legal or medical professional in your life. So take it as you will, and let's move forward. I think I'm going to use my Dream Enchantress deck. It always feels like a fantasy deck when I use this one. All right. I call on my divine ascended masters and teachers to come into this reading with some guidance for those who are open to listening for the new moon in Virgo, September 2021. Thank you, Spirit. All right. Thank you. These seem almost, these seem almost similar to last week's reading. I've got a few changes out here. Okay. Just 4 cards. Interesting. No, wow. Wow. Major themes coming out. Let me see. Let's make sure that you all can see those. So I'm going to set this to the side so I can prop these cards up as I talk about them. But the first card that we have up is the High Priestess. Second card is the Two of Swords. Third card is the Chariot, the number 7. And the fourth card is the number 4, the Emperor. Bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Wands. So right off the top, you know, I'm seeing that there's a new journey here. And I always love seeing the High Priestess. Let's talk about her for a little bit. So the High Priestess is the number 2 card. This card I typically relate to the idea of writing, possessing knowledge that is toward creation, possessing knowledge of the divine feminine. This is the feminine aspect of God. This is the Shekinah. I want to say this is Shekinah energy, but this is the High Priestess. I want to call her the divine feminine. This is the emanation, the feminine aspect of God. And to me, this is understanding the mysteries of life, possessing the knowledge of the mysteries of life, possessing the knowledge in order to write about it, kind of like this energy of, I hear the word gatekeeper, and I know that sometimes the word gatekeeper can be used in a negative sense, but it really is this person that has this energy and ability to get clear on the mysteries. And so when we're talking about that in reflecting on this new moon in Virgo, this is the energy of getting quiet and getting serious. And I don't know why I see it in that way, but and when I say serious, I'm talking about reflection. I'm talking about reflection in the form of recording, like recording information, recording the understanding of the mystery, because the High Priestess is just that. It's you know, I always want to say feminine, but it's energy. So this could be a male or a female, right? But it also could just be the attributes of this feminine energy, the understanding of the mystery of that, the divine mystery, the divine feminine mystery. There's so much in this card that I'm wow. All right, I'm going to move on because I'm feeling a lot. I'm getting a lot from that card, and I feel like I'm going to have to come back to it and tie that together, because it's just, there's so much information coming out of it. But it seems like, you know, we've got this High Priestess, but it's almost as if there's that energy of coming up against what path to take. Twos, this is the Two of Swords. Twos are always about making a choice, or having to find balance, or you know, weighing the pros and the cons. But this is about, in this card specifically, this is about a message from above, and how to, I really do think this is how do I take this message from above and translate it into something that is the truth that is needed here right now. And a lot of times that takes time. Sometimes the message, it's not so much that the message is muddled, but it's sometimes it's the timing of the message. Whoa, where did that come from? Okay. Wow. So let's go into the Chariot energy. Chariot is all about movement. It's about success. It's really about how we are taking everything that we've been working on, and it's like shooting off into the stars, shooting off towards success, shooting off to, you're traveling, you're using, in the Rider, you can see in this card, in the Rider Waite deck, you can also see it there, but you can see this mix of, this rider on the chariot, all these horses with, these Pegasus-like horses with wings moving through the sky, but you can see that this person is coming out of dark clouds and into the light. And so there's this balance, right, of understanding the dark and the light, understanding the mysteries. Because if you look here, the High Priestess is outside reading a book under the moon. This is understanding the balance of the mysteries of light and dark. That's what I kind of feel like this is, and that's why I've got that feeling of the Hangman energy, the Hangman card, which I will try and, actually I'll try and dig it up from this deck to kind of show you exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about this Hangman energy, this energy of being flipped upside down and viewing things from a darker place, but with the intent of finding balance in order to move in with both energies, right? But move in the light. Gosh, I hope you all are understanding what I'm saying. As I keep doing this, I'm still trying to work on how to talk about this. Still working on my authentic voice, which is also a class that I'm taking with Catherine Liggett. So, awesome. Okay. Now the last card we come to is the Emperor. And the Emperor, a lot of times when the Emperor would come up for me, I would think of father figures, but in this case, what I'm seeing is kind of a construct, like a new construct of laws, a new construct of governing, a new way of living in yourself and living in yourself in the world. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting from this Emperor. It's all about how are you going to structure this balance, right? And I guess this is exactly what I've been feeling and sensing into in the energies lately. How are you going to structure the balance of the light and the dark in you and move forward? Because we can no longer say, separate things into good and bad. We have to recognize and understand that those two things can exist at one time in one space. There's no more division. There's no more separating things by, I associate, this with this color or this number or something with good or bad, and separating in that way. There is this idea of the mysteries, understanding the entire mysteries and holding them as a whole. And this is where I see that wholeness, right, coming together in this Emperor. This is not just, this is not just the king energy. This is, because there's the King of Wands, there's the King of Swords. No, the Emperor is over all of those kingdoms. It's an empire. So this is a completely new structure of, you know, our resources, the things that align us, right? Wow. And then, of course, on the bottom of the deck is that Ace of Wands. This is all about new actions, new beginnings. This is a fire element too, so this might be something that comes up in, let's see, our next fire element season is, Sagittarius, I believe. So in the season of Sagittarius, you might see this happening. We might see this, you know, this merging of light and dark, this merging of good and bad, where there's no more delineation between the two, and you're ready to take action on a new journey. And I see this on a whole level, but this could be something that you're relating to on a personal or spiritual level as well. And of course, under that, I see the Magician, which is, again, you know, just another confirmation that this is about manifesting. This time, this new moon energy, of course, is about manifestation, no doubt. And of course, under that, we've got the Death card. And the Death card is about moving through darkness, through huge transformation. That's also Scorpio energy, which precedes, Scorpio season precedes Sagittarius season. So, and it, you know, I will say again, I am not an astrologer by any means, but I am learning the astrology associated with each card. So let's go ahead and talk about the astrology with each card. The Emperor is associated, I believe that is Aries, but I'll double check. Let's see. Using my helper cards. I don't mind using them at all. Yeah. So we've got Aries, which is definitely action. You might also want to check where Aries is in your chart and see how that might be affecting, how the reading might be reflected here in that area of your astrology chart. High Priestess. High Priestess is related to the moon. And then let's find Chariot here. Chariot is the sign of Cancer. So you might also want to look at what Cancer is doing right now in your chart, where it's located in your natal, in your birth chart as well, and how that reflects in today. This High Priestess is the moon energy. This is also the dark feminine, or even a female intercessor, someone that steps in on your behalf in a spiritual way. So you might even be seeking out, like exactly how this card is saying, seeking out alternative therapies, seeking out maybe meeting with someone who has that High Priestess quality. And, you know, I was actually thinking about what it means to be in that High Priestess energy, right? If you were to place yourself into that energy, it means you're very devoted to your spiritual life. You're very devoted to understanding and listening to the energies that are coming in to you. You're very devoted to the unknown. And a lot of times that's, sorry, my dryer just went off. That's all about, it gets down into, and especially what the card says here, trusting your intuition. I mean, really, that's what it's all about. When you're understanding the mysteries and you're guiding that, you're having that in yourself, you really are trusting your intuition when you're in your High Priestess energy. Like when you're in that full energy, it's all about, it really is all about tapping into that divine being that you know lives inside of you, male or female, doesn't matter. This is about tapping into that divine energy in you. And it's also about seeing it reflected, even if you need it reflected back to you. That's why you start seeking it in these alternative therapies. All right, so let's look at, I don't know why I've been feeling looking at the Magdalen Oracle cards, but we're going to pull Magdalen Oracle card for guidance. Let's see. And the Magdalen Oracle is by Tony Carmine Salerno. So let's get a card out. I call on my ascended, enlightened, and divine masters and teachers and guides to come into this reading with some guidance for those who are watching. Thank you so much, Spirit. My throat is so dry. Okay. There we go. Wow. Liberation. I like that idea. I like that. Because that seems like something, that seems exactly what this, like what this energy is bringing. So let's read. Let's read what liberation is all about. Okay, I'm going to pull these out of the way so you all can see that card. Liberation. Okay. A person who recently hurt or disappointed you in some way is simply a mirror, right, for the hurt and disappointment you already held inside of you. All the events of your life, regardless of whether you label them good or bad, are simply acts of love. The hurt or disappointment you feel now is an opportunity for you to examine what it is that you don't love about yourself. It is safe for you to open your heart. Love yourself as you are and stop placing unreasonable expectations on yourself. Through self-acceptance comes a newfound sense of freedom, which transforms the way you see life and the world around you. Wow. Wow, I don't think I could think of a better way to wrap up that reading in talking about, you know, being in your own high priestess energy and how that restructures your life around this full moon with, you know, of course, with that change in perspective. I think I might do a deep dive on high priestess and like do some research and pull together like more information, because the high priestess is actually one of my favorite cards in the tarot deck. And I don't know if that's the same for all tarot readers, but it's just one that just kind of speaks to me. So yeah, I think I might do that. Maybe look for it in like and maybe another month, of course, maybe coinciding with the full moon. Hopefully I'll be able to birth it then. But yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed this reading. If you are interested in either a tarot reading or a shadow work session, which is a one-on-one guided meditation where we go a little bit deeper on, you know, opening up aspects of yourself that might have been suppressed or hidden that you've hidden from yourself, and just giving you a safe space or providing a space for you to build a space for yourself in order to heal. So I look forward to speaking to you soon. My website is fifthroad.com, and yeah, I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.